Hi guys, it's Saturday again, so it's time to do our review and comparison video. As promised, we're doing the 87 Buick Regal Grand National T-Type casting, all the same car, it's just they were performance models of the base Buick Regal, the T-Type and Grand National. So, we're comparing the manufacturers of Hot Wheels, Johnny Lightning, Racing Champions, Maisto, and Jada. All of them did a really nice job, actually. I mean, I have, as you can see, numerous examples in my collection of each one. And I guess overall, probably the modern JL Racing Champions merger is my favorite. And what I mean by merger is back in the early 2000s, Johnny Lightning, I think, bought Racing Champions or something like this. But anyways, Johnny Lightning adopted the casting from Racing Champions and got rid of their original casting, which was actually, in my opinion, horrible. I only have one example of it, and that is this one here. They first made this car in 1996, and this is the Lowrider variant of it. I used to have quite a few variants of this, but I sold most of them or traded most of them off because, as I said, I don't like it. I think they did a horrible job with it. As you can see, the wheel openings are way oversized. The track of the rear tires is crooked. I don't know if it's a base issue or a body issue. I think it's a body issue because you can actually see how this wheel opening sits further forward than this wheel opening if you look closely. So yeah, it's not that very nice of a casting. Actually, I thought they actually stole the mold from a HO car and molded the body in die cast after like an HO mold, because this kind of reminds me of an HO model car for like the slot car tracks with the oversized wheel openings and a little bit underscale of like 1/64. So this is their very first original casting, and as I said, it appeared in 96, I believe. Yeah, so then something happened with Racing Champions in the early 2000s, and Johnny Lightning ended up buying Racing Champions or merging with them, and then they took the Racing Champions Buick Regal T-Type Grand National casting and made their own with a few slight changes. So this is an original Racing Champions stock rods. As you can see, it's pretty cool. It had casted with separate trim, like separate bumpers, mirrors. Mirrors a little oversized, but still, not many cars have mirrors, so they had that added touch. Very nice proportions for 1/64 scale. It's pretty nice, pretty accurate. Even the GN wheels were pretty nice. Can't really tell too much because this is one of those gold and painted stock rods, but still pretty cool car. I do have a couple of stock ones, kind of. This is from the Dare program that they used to have in America. This is of the Grand National with a Dare paint job and the police light bar. So you can kind of get a better look at the GN wheels on this one. So it's pretty cool. They did the black center cap, the little slots like the GN had. It even has the GN emblem, I think, if you look real close on it. So a very nice casting, actually. I was really happy with Racing Champions, and I have a few of these. It's been a while since I found any of these for sale. They don't come up very often, but when they do, I try to buy them. Now, this car in particular, let's try to get it focused in on the bottom here and see the copyright year. It doesn't really show up too good. So, anyways, this was the casting that Johnny Lightning took. So let's take a look at a couple of JL ones. We'll take one look at one last original Racing Champions before we move to the new style JL. So this used to be a stock rod. It used to be the Kodak car, but I used acetone and rubbing compound and removed all the tampos off the car just to have like a basic yellow Buick T-type. And once again, I'm trying to get it to focus for you guys, but it looks much better just being plain yellow than all of those NASCAR decals. Still has the yellow letter tires like Goodyear Eagle, like racing slicks for like a NASCAR, and still has a couple little remnants of the old original tampo in the door jambs and stuff. But besides that, it just looks like a stock Buick, maybe T-type or regal now with like a Grand National T-type hood. So, in my opinion, looks much better than the stock rods. I'm not a big fan of those paint jobs unless it was an actual like race used NASCAR, which I do have a couple of them, and I'll show you one of them in particular. And it's actually the JL one of the original ones. This is from the JL Dukes of Hazzards series. So this is the casting by JL after they acquired it from Racing Champions. And as you can see, the side mirrors were eliminated. I guess maybe because of choking hazard for children or something like that, or just easier for production. But this is it. This is when Johnny Lightning took it from Racing Champions. Still has the separated bumpers, but they eliminated the mirrors. I think on some of the newer castings, the bumpers were made to the car. I'm not sure. But anyways, they did eliminate the mirrors. That's the one thing that they did. But I guess it was like when RC2, Round 2, those guys were merging together, merging companies together before Playing Manus lost Johnny Lightning. This is in one of their last years, or maybe didn't lose it, but sold out to Tomy, and then Tomy started issuing these JL cars in those little short card, small packages with not much detail, and then they ended up getting rid of the JL line, and it disappeared for about 2 or 3 years. Then they went back into business in collaboration with Auto World and Racing Champions once again. I just don't like what they're doing, the Racing Champions, and like they're putting JL cars and Racing Champions packages. Like all the funny cars that you guys find marked Racing Champions, those are all Johnny Lightning castings. Look on the bottom of the vehicle, it still says Johnny Lightning. So here is the first like all black Grand National that they did Johnny Lightning once they perfected the casting from Racing Champions. I can't really say perfected it, but they did get rid of the mirrors, and it not more accurate, but the mirrors were a little bit oversized for this casting, so it looks a little bit better without the mirrors in my opinion. So these are some of the last ones right before they went under and sold out to Tomy, or however that took place. I don't know all the business history behind it, but these were up until I think like 2005 or something. This is from a TRU box set, and unfortunately the rubber band ate a little bit of the paint on this one. That's why I always tell you guys, get those rubber bands off of your cars, like the 100%, as you can see right here and right there. That's where the rubber band started to eat the paint on this one. So this is a cool car. Unfortunately, the paint got a little bit screwed up there. I kind of tried to touch it up later on, maybe try to fix it a little bit better than even that, but still presentable, nice piece to put in the display case. Usually it's facing with the passenger side out, so you don't even see that little flaw in the paint on the hood and fender. So this is the one from the TRU box set. And then these two here, sometimes they have wheel variants of these Johnny Lightnings, and this is the one with the rubber tires and the T-type style wheels, and this is the two-piece composite mold or co-mold wheels that people call them. They look like a two-piece, they look like rubber, but then once you get up on them you could tell it's plastic. That's what the white T-type and the black Grand National have on them. But some of the cars they made two variants of, and this is one of them. And actually the gray wheels here are from one of the old castings like this. I stole from the old casting and put on here because the other one is chrome. That's the original one, but it looks like a stock regal, like the wire hubcaps. These look more like the T-type wheels painted gray, so that's why I did that swap before I got rid of the old body style ones. So those are them, and I thought for sure JL broke the mold, threw it in the trash for this one, but they didn't, unfortunately. Now, since they have this collaboration merger with Racing Champions and Auto World, this car now you will see sometimes packaged in JL packages, and it is made an appearance. The last time I can think of is the Uniroyal 76 car, and it's that old casting. I don't like it myself. Then Racing Champions uses their original casting modified by JL. This is a new Racing Champions that came out in 2017 of the T-type. Nice looking car. It's, like I said, the original Racing Champions casting, just kind of modified by Johnny. But even though it's in a Racing Champions package, if you look on the bottom of the car, it still says Johnny Lightning on it. So, but you can see pretty much that even the mold for like the frame, the chassis, everything's the same. This is the original Racing Champions, as you could see. This is the JL and Racing Champions merger. So they're giving this casting back to Racing Champions to package, and then they went back to their old casting, which I was really hoping that old casting had been thrown away, the mold and everything, because it was not that great. But this one here in particular is beautiful. They did a great job with this car. Actually, this is probably my favorite version of the Grand National out of all the manufacturers. So these are the two latest ones done by Maisto Johnny Lightning. This is supposed to resemble the GNX, and then this is to resemble a T-type. This one here actually is one of my favorites. This is actually a very cool version. The two-tone paint, the wheels, everything about this car is perfect. The gray interior. They did a wonderful job with this car. I have no complaints whatsoever with this one. It's very, very nice. Trying to get it to focus for you guys. I don't know why it's not. On some of them they do. I try to ground out the background too and make it where it's easy for the camera to focus, but it's not doing it. There it goes. So you could see the T-type emblems, the pinstripe, everything, the gray interior. This car is perfect in every aspect. Even the black like painted grille insert and everything. It's a beautiful car. So yeah, I couldn't have asked for a better version for a Buick T-type. Even the plate says T-type. So very cool. Now the GNX on the other hand, beautiful casting, don't get me wrong, same casting, same car. It's just that the GNX features are not there. Like the GNX has Flared wheel openings, which just doesn't have. And it has fender louvers, which they did try to do that with a tampo, as you can see up here. That's supposed to resemble. Those louvers are what a lot of Buick fans would call portholes. They even used those back in the 40s on some of the Buick Roadmasters and such. And then the GNX wheels, they did not do a good job with. GNX wheel was like a honeycomb type of wheel, just like the Trans Am GTA. Black in the center with a chrome lip. So very nice casting, very cool car, but trying to call it a GNX, it's not going to pass for me. They need to do a little bit better features. Hot Wheels is re-releasing, or already did re-release, their Buick with rubber tires, and this is one of them, the Boulevard version. This is the first version with rubber tires, actually. They released it in the Fast and Furious set, and the new one doesn't have the removable front clip like these did, which I'm not a fan of the removable front clip. I'm kind of glad they did away with it because it's not correct on these cars, and the way they cut the fenders, it just doesn't look good. Sometimes it doesn't line up good, so I'm glad that they kind of sealed it off. But the problem is, even though they sealed it off, they left the line visible. Like this Fast and Furious one has the front clip made to the car, but the line is still there from the mold, as you can kind of see if we hold it in the right light. So hopefully they've kind of got rid of that line in the new casting. I've seen some people posting pics of it on Instagram, and I've ordered a couple of them, but because of the quarantine, have not received them yet. So hopefully they've done away with that line, but I don't know. So that's Hot Wheels rendition. Hot Wheels car is nice, but it's a little bit small in my opinion. It's a little bit too small for 164, and we'll compare it up with the JL one here. As you can see, Hot Wheels is a little stubby compared to the JL one. The width and things seem to be good. It's just that the front clip seems a little bit stubby for the car. Everything else is okay. It's just that front clip is off, and the roof is a little bit short. And then here's a first edition Hot Wheels with the 5-spoke. They made a few different variants of the car. This one with FTE, faster than ever wheels, and then they've done a couple different colors, like a burgundy, a gray, and then a blue, which I think is exclusive for Kmart. But yeah, this is the first one that appeared, I think in 2006 or 2007 is when the car first appeared. So, and those are the Hot Wheels Racing Champions and Johnny Lightning. I got a couple other Hot Wheels variants to show you guys that I haven't opened yet. Actually, this one has been opened at one time because they used that stupid rubber band to hold the one-piece lift-off front clip on. So I opened it and removed that rubber band and put it back in the package just because it displays well with my other Hot Ones collection. So my other Hot Ones in my collection, I should say. Then the RLC one. This is the most sought-after Buick by Hot Wheels. Very cool casting. Their most accurate one. The wheels are more correct, I would say, than even the JL. Even though these are kind of based on like the JDM, like Watanabe type wheels that they run on those old Japanese cars. So that's, in my opinion, the most accurate Hot Wheels variant. But I don't know how the Fast and Furious one looks, so kind of anticipating that one. That's why I made this video in a way, because I'm kind of waiting for that car and wanted it. So since I can't get it yet, I figured why not take a look at all the old ones. Here's their Modern Classics, which is a hot series by Hot Wheels. Probably one of their hottest series for plastic wheel cars that they've had in the past probably 2 decades. This also came in a maroon color with silver and black inserts. These are very nice cars to have. I'm not sure. I think they also have the one-piece lift-off front end. They may have sealed this one shut. I'm not sure. I've never opened one of these or had a loose one. So, the last ones to look at will be Jada and Maisto. Here's the Jada Black GN in the package, which is very cool car, but in my opinion, the Jadas are a little bit thick, meaning like the doors are a little bit wide, the quarters are a little wide. They're kind of looking a little bit like cartoonish. Then here is a Lowrider variant by Jada, and as you can see what I'm talking about, like look how thick their bumpers are. They're like twice as thick as what they would be on a normal car, and it's a little bit ridiculous looking, but still it's a G body, and I have a thing for G bodies, so I have a lot of Buicks, olds, Cutlass and 442s, and I have a lot of Chevy Monte Carlos and stuff because I have a passion for these old 80s G-body cars. So I buy them all, as long as they're like rubber tire cars or something of a more premium line. But yeah, the Jada ones look a little ridiculous. The GN I do have loose too, not just package. This one, it looks a little more acceptable because it's all blacked out, so I guess it kind of blends in. You can't really see how thick the bumpers are. It kind of is a little more subtle looking, so you can't really see like how ridiculously fat that back bumper is. But when it's bright purple and chrome, you can definitely tell that they're way oversized bumpers. So that's the only downside of the Jadas. Then we have the Maisto, which is also pretty nice. They also have these oversized bumpers. I sometimes think that Maisto got their mold from Jada or vice versa. But what's cool, this is the only one that has T-tops, the Maisto variants. And that's the one thing that I did like about these, because I don't know of any other G-body that has open T-tops like the Maisto, so that's pretty cool. Jada may have had a couple of renditions like this, but I don't remember, and I don't have any. I only have those couple from Jada. So for what Maisto is, they're pretty nice cars, even though they're a little bit cheaper made than the other ones, but still yet pretty cool. So that's the one thing that I will say is the plus about the Maistos, is the T-tops. So this is basically all of them, guys, we've taken a look at. So this video went a little longer than I wanted, but had to point out all of these details. So yeah, this is the one I would stay away from if I was you guys. That's the one that I will not collect at all anymore, is this old Buick by Johnny Lightning. And then the blue one on top is the merger of Racing Champions and Johnny Lightning, and you can see how much better it looks and how much more accurate the scaling is. The old JL one is kind of like Hot Wheels, a little bit stubby in the front, but it's also way off on all of the body lines and everything. At least the Hot Wheels is a little more accurate on body lines like wheel openings and stuff like this, not like the old JL. So overall, my opinion is they're all cool except for the old JL casting, as I pointed out. I would buy any of them except for that old JL casting. And then if I had to pick a favorite, it would be the merger of Johnny Lightning and Racing Champions, and there's the two latest renditions in the packages. And as I said, if I have to pick a favorite, it would be this T-type, because it's almost 100% spot on. It looks like probably like an Auto World car would, if Auto World was to make this, just with the wheels, the paint, everything is beautiful on that T-type. The GNX is cool. It just could use a little more details, like defender flares, error correct wheels, and such. But still, yet for a regular Grand National, it's a badass model. It looks great, but I have a hard time accepting it as a GNX. So overall, that's my favorite one, the modern Johnny Lightning. And then, as I said, Racing Champions have them packaged too as their own, but it's still the Johnny Lightning Racing Champions merger. And even if you find the old ones, they're still great. They just have those mirrors on there that they're a little big, but hey, if they're all black, it's not too bad. They kind of blend in nicely. These kind of stand out like a sore thumb because of those gray tampos from Dare on the side, the gray and purple tampos. So that's why they stand out. But an all-black GN with them, it's not too bad. Another company that makes a nice 164 GN is Tiger Wheels. I don't have that car. Wish I had one or two of them. I'm not sure if they were borrowing someone else's casting, maybe Racing Champions or something like that, but it's also a very nice casting. If you have an opportunity to pick one of those up, I would. They're a little hard to find. They're pretty old, I think from the late 90s, so a little bit harder to come across. But well, this is the video on the GN and the comparisons, the different varieties you have, and the pros and cons of all of them. On Monday, we'll do a video unboxing some premium cars, and we will do a bunch of old Johnny Lightning Top Fuel Legends, funny car legends, and some stock car legends. Mostly Mopars, but a few Fords and a few Chevys in the mix too. So, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys again on Monday. Stay safe. And if you have not subscribed yet, remember to subscribe and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of these videos. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.